Hey everybody, it's Due Diligence here once again with an article from treehugger.com. GM mosquitoes to fight dengue fever during the World Cup. So while everyone's attention is on soccer, they are unaware, for the most part, that they're surrounded by these genetically modified insects, a step up from the genetically modified seeds and plants that we've seen introduced into our ecosystem over the last few decades. The whole intent of these genetically modified insects is to kill off these city specific mosquito species. Alright, it says right here, genetic modification of mosquitoes is a technology that has been around for several years. Basically, scientists are able to insert genes that make male mosquitoes sterile or prevent larvae from reaching maturity. So they are breeding them with the current species. The genetically modified in an open air experiment are breeding with this other species. Well, it's the same species, but one's genetically modified and one's not. Therefore, they're all going to become genetically modified, similar to Monsanto's Terminator seed. If you've researched that, you know what I'm talking about. So it says it guarantees the population declines, and has been so successful that trials in Brazil have reduced mosquito populations by 90%. Such a drastic change in population has been a major source of concern in the online community. Many are concerned that this will throw the Brazilian ecosystem out of balance. But scientists like Dr. Dina Fonseca, associate professor in the ecology of evolution of mosquitoes at Rutgers, say, fear not. So I don't know what you think, but this has not really been tested. We haven't seen the long-term effects of this. We don't know how the ecosystem is going to adapt and evolve because of these new antibiotics that have been injected into the genes of these mosquitoes. But I guess we're going to find out. So for those of you in Brazil around this, hopefully you don't catch dengue fever, and hopefully you don't get bit by these mosquitoes. We really don't know the long-term effects and if anything will happen. Who knows? Maybe you're just getting an extra dosage of antibiotics if you get bit by one of these genetically modified mosquitoes. But it's fairly certain that these mosquitoes are going to be crossbreeding, and soon enough they'll all be genetically modified, which means they'll all be dying off, because they can't create larvae, and if they do, they don't reach to maturity. So it will be killing these mosquitoes off. The long-term effects of that, the ecological effects of that, we don't know. So it's an open-air experiment. Very controversial. What are your thoughts? Do you think this should be going on? Is this okay? I assume it's a better alternative to spraying these glyphosate pesticides around, brought to you by Monsanto and similar companies. But what do you think? Let me know down below if you have any articles that you've come across, any research that you know of that refutes or adds to the argument. Please let us know. Until then, I'd stay out of Rio.